I am a SCORE mentor in the Minnesota division, where we have over 90 volunteers serving Manatee and Sarasota counties. I am also on the education committee and excited to be bringing this presentation to you today with Patty Ross on creating marketing graphics in Canva. But first, a little bit more about SCORE. We are a nationwide nonprofit organization that is an independent part of the Small Business Administration. What can SCORE do for you? We can provide free mentoring and educational services. We can help your business in all stages of the process, from that first initial thought up to where it's time to sell. To find us, you can visit our website at score.org/Minnesota, where you can request a mentor or apply to be a mentor. Today would not be possible if it weren't for our sponsors and community partners that we have listed here. And now I believe that it is time to introduce Patty Ross, who has scheduled a 2-hour presentation on how to create marketing graphics with Canva.
All right. Well,
I stopped sharing, then I was going to say, take it away, Patty.
All right. Thank you very much. Let me get on the right screen here, and then I will share. There we go. Okay. And oh, wow, we filled up the chat already. Oh, everybody's talking where they're from. I was like, oh no, all the questions. So as I mentioned, we do have Q&A in chat. So if you can put questions in the Q&A if you have them as we go along, I will periodically look at the chat or Q&A. I'll look at the chat as well. So if there's any comments and answer them as I go along, or we'll wait until the end as well to finish off any questions you have. And sharing, let's see, there we go. Okay, so in this class, we only have a few slides instead of a whole presentation of slides. So it'll be a few minutes of slides, and then I'm going to go live on Canva for the rest of the class. So welcome to Create Marketing Graphics Like a Rockstar with Canva. It's a fun class to teach. So as you already introduced me, but a little bit more information about me. I have been in the online space for, as you see here, a million years at least. And I do work with all types of clients: education, nonprofit, restaurants, a little bit of everything. Some of you have met me in other SCORE chapters. I do teach for at least a dozen or so SCORE chapters across the country as well as national. So happy to be here in Minnesota, one of the new chapters I'm speaking for. So it's not really a poll, so we're not doing an official poll, but just in the chat, if you, and wait, don't do anything yet. Hold on. Don't use the number. If you can put in the chat what type of business you have, and then also put which one of these, but don't put the number. Put never touched it, beginner, intermediate, rock star level in the same chat message. So I don't want to have the numbers, just so I can pay attention to what level we're at. So if you can put in the chat what type of business, and then never touched it, beginner, etc. So there we go. TikToker. I like it. TikToker. Okay. Zero editing, beginner. Okay. Figured you guys are here because you're beginners. But so I'm going to really show a lot of the features, the basics for the beginners, how to just create a graphic, basic here. There are tons of features in here, and literally minutes ago, they kept announcing that there's going to be some big magic announcement. So minutes ago, they just launched their magic features, or magic. I don't know if you want to call it a suite of products. Most of them I know how to use. There are a couple that I'm like, they just launched and I'm not as familiar with them yet. There are a ton of applications and things you can do with this. I can't show it all, even in 2 hours. So definitely encourage you to play with it, check things out. I went through all of the different apps recently and just looked like, what is this? What does this do? Do I need it? So some of them I'm like, I don't know what they are, but the basic stuff you'll get, and be able to do graphics and some different types of graphic design things for marketing. So the world of marketing, a lot of you have seen this slide before. I shared in all my classes, right? The world of marketing and advertising, right? We have traditional TV, radio, print ads, billboards, public relations, promotional products, Social media influencers. I think someone said they're a TikToker here, so I'd call that a social media influencer. Networking, that's part of your marketing. And then your digital world, right? Website, social media, email marketing, etc. So in this world, using Canva, most of these, a couple no, you can create Canva products for these. Maybe not networking, unless you're handing out a business card, then yes. Is social media influencers? Of course, you're going to be using graphics and video and all that content. Maybe not so much TV and radio. You probably could create a billboard ad using Canva as well. Promotional products, sure, you can design your logo and whatever you're going to put on your promotional product. So really, most of the things you're going to use for marketing and advertising, except for a few, say, offline things you might not use, but Canva can do everything. So I'm going to show you as much as possible on what it can do here. And just on the pricing, so I just saw a caveat or explain, I don't have any stock in Canva. I don't get any benefit from you guys paying for Canva. So I just want to say that before I encourage you all to pay for Canva. There is a free version. I'm going to be on the paid version today. There are good reasons to pay for the paid version, the pro version it's called. If you pay for it annually, it's $9.99 a month. So you pay $120 up front or $15 a month if you decide to pay it monthly. I highlighted a few things that are a little different than the free. The first one is access to 100+ million stock photos compared to 1 million free ones, and video and audio, graphics, and more that you don't get on the free version. You can create a brand kit. I'll show you how to do that here. This slide is now wrong because it was as of yesterday morning while I was teaching this class for another SCORE chapter, they changed the Magic Resize name to Magic Switch. They literally switched it in the middle of my class. So there are some features that background remover and a bunch of other tools that you don't get on the free version. So many more options. It's not that expensive. You'll use it a lot. Trust me. If you're doing your own marketing graphics and materials and not hiring out, it would cost more to hire a graphic designer than $10 or $14 a month. So definitely encourage you we wind up sometimes, I know as entrepreneurs, we're all small, tight budget, that we wind up spending a lot of time doing workarounds to get something for free instead of just paying that $10 a month. So I definitely encourage you to do the paid version. So I'm going to be on that today. If you're sitting on the free version and wondering why you don't see something, it's probably because you're on the free version. So that's my soapbox there. And then I usually have this at the end of the presentation, but since I'm switching to live in a second, you're all welcome to schedule a 15-minute strategy call with me. You can go to callwithpatty.com or quickly scan that QR code before I drop off the slides and go live. You can talk to me about Canva or any of your marketing. So feel free to schedule that. So I'm going to drop off now. And so I'm just reading some of the comments. So people are saying, yes, pro version, do it. It's worth it. I would pay like 5 times as much, but don't tell Canva that. I like that price. We'll keep it cheap. It's amazing they can keep it that low of a price, given all of the tools they have. So just give me a quick second. I'm going to stop share so I can switch over to my browser just to make sure it shares properly. I'm just going to close out of PowerPoint.
While Patty's doing that, just to let the participants know that you will receive a copy of today's video and slide presentation in your email in just a couple of days. So just to let you know that.
Perfect. All right. Yes. So if you miss anything, go too fast, you will get the recording and slides after the class. So just watch and play. Don't go to Canva and start trying to play with it yourself. You can, but pay attention to what I'm doing so you don't miss anything. So is everybody seeing Canva screen? Make sure I have my screen up. Yes. Seeing my magic little thing going around here. There we go. It's kind of cool. It's only up here in the banner. So they literally just launched this today, this Magic Studio. So there's a lot of great features, AI features. I'm going to show you as much as I can on these new features. Again, some of them they just launched, so I haven't even had time to look at them and see how it works. So won't be able to really muddle through that. And let me just make sure I have my Q&A open as well. Pay attention to that. Okay, so Canva, right? great tool. You can pretty much do anything with it, just to kind of show you templates that they have here. They'll all business, anything you need in business, documents, presentation, business cards, graphs, website content you can do on here, letterhead, calendars, proposals. On the social media side, pretty much everything you need for social, all the templates for all the sizes of posts, reels, stories. You have TikTok video templates, Pinterest pins, LinkedIn video ads, all are here with templates for you to start from. So you don't have to start from scratch on here. You can if you want to, but there's tons of templates. Education side, there's stuff here for teachers as well. If any teachers in the room, I won't go too far into that. Figuring we're all business owners here. Video content, so there's templates for that. On the marketing side, pretty much everything you need: business cards, flyers, logos, posters, brochures, menus, newsletters, infographics, pretty much everything. Print products, so they do have, you can do photos and gifts, marketing materials like brochures, banners, flyers, posters, rack cards, retractable banners. So if you creating a retractable banner that's like tall and lifted up for a trade show, you can create that and have it printed with a banner company. Yard signs, cards, envelopes, everything. Stickers you can create here. There's bumper stickers, paper bags, labels, photos, icons, a little bit of everything. And they do have on Canva, they have their own print studio or company, I guess you call it. So you can say, create your business cards here and order the business cards to Canva. I've never used their print service. I usually wind up going to Vistaprint. Usually have pretty good deals there to do my business cards and printable items. So as you can see, I don't know what you can't create on Canva. It's called Canva, not Canva, right? So pretty much everything you need here to create is, and there's templates for all of those things. So we'll play with those a little later. So first I'm going to show you again, paid version. So some of you on the free might not see this. You have the ability to create what's called a brand kit. So you don't have to keep recreating things in here. And I have a couple of them here. So what a brand kit is, you upload your logo. So you have that in one place. If you have specific brand colors in here, you can choose your colors. And if you know your hex codes for each color, that's this little number down here. You can put the hex code in, it will pop your color in, and then you can save them. And then as you're creating graphics, you can pull in your brand kit. And if I need this special shade of turquoise or red, it's already in there loaded every time I need to create graphics for this particular brand. Okay. And you can also upload fonts if you have any specific fonts that are not already in Canva, and they have, I don't know, hundreds of fonts to choose from. You can upload this particular brand. I have a selection of fonts that they use that weren't stock fonts in Canva. So you just have to upload those. And this is new, add your brand voice to help your team staying on brand. I haven't used that feature yet, so I don't want to go too deep into that, but you can add a brand voice. It can take a look at that. So again, you can add everything you need for your brand in here in the brand kit. Okay, that's a paid feature, I believe. Let me go back here, and then I always see if hopefully they didn't change any names since yesterday and things. I can still find things. You also have on the paid version a content planner. So I have my own content calendar. Some of you might be familiar with it already. I'm going to show it to you later. But if you want to use this content planner built in to Canva, you can use it. It's here. You can put your own items on here on the planner. They do, this is stuff I played with yesterday. They do already preload some of the fun holidays out there. So they do have templates for those. You can also load in. I have a bunch of them on my calendar. I'll show that to you a little later. And all you have to do if you want to promote World Animal Day is click on it. They'll pull in some templates for you to choose from that you can edit. And then you can also post to social media right from here as well. So I'll show that as well. If you want to use this tool as your content planner and your posting, you can schedule. The only thing that I don't use this at all because I have multiple brands to use, and I'd have to have multiple Canva accounts. But I use a scheduling social media scheduling tool called Metricool, so I can post all to one, all different platforms at once rather than doing them one at a time, which you'd have to do here. Metricool is linked to this. There's a couple other social media schedulers linked in here as well. So if you use Later, Metricool, I think there's a couple others. You can use that as well if you have your accounts connected here. So again, you can use it. You can add in your own item. So you say, I'm going to promote a social post, and I'm going to promote, our jeans, say your e-commerce, and you're going to do a post about jeans. So you can add in your own content, click on it, and then actually it pulled in some things with jeans. So, or create your own, but you can see here, it does, kind of help you start the process here a little bit as well. So you have that potential feature to use as well. So I'm going to go in now, and those are kind of the main features. There's tons of apps in here. And I'll show some of them to you. As you can see here, there's no way we're going to go through all of these. There's even more than this. And I would say just click on them, see if it's something that you can use. Not all of them will make sense to everybody. So I would say just, check them out and see if they're of use to you, because a lot of them I had never heard of before. And interesting. What is that? So check those out. Some of them you have to pay for. So they're connected and you have to sign up for their service, and then they have a fee for their pricing on it if you want to use their software. So not all of it's included with your low price of $10 to $15. But there's a lot of cool features in here. So I'll show you what's built into Canva already for the most part. So let's go ahead and start with just creating a basic graphic, right? So we want to go up here to create a design is where I usually start. And for the newbies here, depending on what you want to start, you can type in, say, okay, I'm looking to do an Instagram post. So type in Instagram. I just actually type in Instagram and you'll see. So it gives you the option of two different types of posts, a portrait or square, post video, profile picture, reels, stories. So you have templates for each of those. I'm just going to go to the post square and start there. If you post to Facebook, Twitter, Zwitter, whatever we call it, X, LinkedIn, you can use the Instagram post size for those. Instagram is the one that's picky. You couldn't use like a Facebook size and load it in Instagram, but with the Instagram size, I could use that for Facebook and Twitter, LinkedIn. Pinterest has its own unique size, but you could, if you wanted to switch sizes, now it's called resize them, you can. I'll show you that feature as well. So we have a blank canvas, right? And we want to either start from scratch, or we have tons of templates in this particular size here to start from. So if we want to do, let's just do, pretend we did this yesterday. You sell sneakers and you want to have something that maybe has sneakers on it. And here we go. You can see a ton of templates here that have sneakers on them. But of course, great, but I want to put the sneakers that I sell on here. So you can pick a template. Let's pick one here. You want to make sure that this one is not edited. Oh, there it is. Okay, we can choose a different pair of sneakers here. Let me see. I'm going to choose another one too. Let's do this one. And you can see here, I can change that element out. Most of the features on templates are editable, not edible, but editable. And so you don't have to go look at it like, oh, I don't like it because it's blue or red or whatever. You can change most of the elements on here. So as we click around, right, we click around on the background, right, we see here, we'll see if the color is changeable. It'll appear up in this little box up here. You can see that grayish color, and I'm like, I don't like the gray. I'm going to make it a little bit more white, pure white background, or maybe I'm going to change it to bright pink. And if I want to change, like, okay, that's pink, but I want really light pink, you can go up here to the little plus sign, and then it's going to give you this little color thing to change it. And you can change it to a lighter color. Actually, this is new. You can change it to a gradient in the back. So depending on what color you start with, let me try that. And you can see it does, that's new. It's actually a new thing. So let's do that. I can change this color here because I can click on it. Let's make it purple. Okay. And then, okay, I need the sneaker. So let's just say I sell sneakers and I have them in here, but I don't. So I'm just going to go under the elements and I'm just going to find some sneakers, pretend they're mine, go under photos. And let's see, I'm going to, instead of this, I sell red Chucks. All right. So I can load my own pictures in here, adjust it. Again, everything is mostly editable. So you can move things around. You can change the name from white sneakers to red Converse, right? There we go, Chucks. So again, move this around. You can add your logo, and there is one again, your brand kit. Let me actually show you the brand kit. Oops, where are we here? Go back to color. This is where it would should pop up. Where'd you go? Brand kit. So I have a couple different brand kits in here for different clients. So let's just pretend, we'll pretend it's Darrow's, which is a New Orleans restaurant. So you see the yellow, green, and gold here. So I can bring in their particular shade of purple there or green, etc. for that. So that's where you'll see the brand kit on there. Okay. And any of the fonts as well, if I want to change the font, say I have a couple that I use for Darrow's. All of the fonts, if they'll load, there we go, will show up in the brand kit and uploaded fonts here. Okay, so these are all the brand or all the fonts that I've uploaded over the years here, and I can just go and find it, change it to chalk. It's kind of weird. There's an Irish one. So, and then all of the ones that are included, these are still all my favorite saved ones here, are all here. So you can see they have tons of fonts here. You can check by style. So if you want something that, let's see, where to go? Now they changed that too. Oh, here we go. You can put in like calligraphy style. Here it is. That's what I was looking for. Handwriting style on there. So you can choose from different corporate, if you want to easily find something, paragraph, so you have a lot of options here for fonts as well. And if you want to bring in additional text here, you can just come up here. They have some kind of fun options. You want something that's glowing, you can do that. It's a lot of new features that you can do things with text. Blow them up, stretch them, all kinds of things on here. So these seem kind of basic now, but you can do that. You can change the color of the glowing to blue. Let me change that. Should highlight it. Usually works. There we go. And I'll change that. So you can, or just bring in plain fonts here. And to change the size of the fonts, you can just stretch it like this, shrink it, or you can also go up here and change it here with the number, go up or down on that. So either way will work. Okay. And another feature, just to stay on the text, if you, let's just do this. Okay, add a heading and have fun. There we go. Fun. Okay, so now I have 2 lines of text. And you can see there's a gap of space here. If you want to change the gap of space on multiple lines of text, you want to come up here to this little up and down arrow with 3 lines called spacing. And you can change the line spacing between it. You go closer or further away. Okay, I like a little bit tighter. There we go. And if you want the letters to be closer together, further apart, it's only changing the bottom line right now. You can do that as well. It's a little squish there, but you can also manipulate the text as well in that manner. Let me see if there's anything else as far as, let's see, effects. Let's show you that. You go to effects, you can do drop shadow on the text. You can, let me change this color here because it's a little, normally like it. There we go. So you can see some of these features. You can do glowing. You can do a little more drop shadow with color. So it's different features. You can curve it. So here, if you want to change the curve, it's a little too curvy, you can do that, or this way. So you can do there are some more advanced features, but these are kind of the basic features. So you can do a lot of manipulation with the content here. Let me just go real quick. I'm going to look at the Q&As before I go any further. Let's see. I tried free Canva once, tried to create a starburst, but could only get squares or rectangles. I'll see if I understand how to do that, what you're asking for. Can Canva be used for website design and connected to your host platform? It can be used for website. I don't know if you have to take the pages and put them into your host platform. I haven't designed a website in Canva at this point, so I don't want to say definitively one way or the other, but you can create the web pages in here. So I would check as before you create anything, I would check to see what that process is to get the pages to your whatever web platform you're using, Square or they call it Shopify, etc. I think Shopify actually I saw is connected here, maybe for products more so, but I would check with them before you do a whole creation, then you can't do anything with it. Let's see, only squares or rectangles. I need shapes. Yeah, there are tons of different shapes in here as well. I'll show you all the elements here. How do you size and or position the photo in the background when using an element rectangle to merge the photo into the rectangle? Not sure I used, okay, yeah, I'm not, that's a good question. Let me see on that. So as far as elements, let's go into that, right? So the first thing you have up here is design. And these are all of your templates. And there's, again, you can have them for holidays. So we have Halloween coming up any second now, literally, right? I can't believe it's already October. So you have tons of Halloween templates to choose from. So if you're going to do a happy Halloween, and you can check again, click on it, see what elements are editable, and you can expand, shrink them, remove them. You can even animate them if you want to animate. So we just animated some of the features. What does a bat do? Rise. There we go. And so you can have it, we'll turn it into an MP4 file, of course, but you can have some of the elements animated, or you can add, go to graphics, and they also have animated graphics as well in here. So let me just get rid of the sneaker so you can see that. So again, you have stickers in here. As far as shapes, we're asking about shapes here. So here are the shapes. And so I don't know who was asking about starburst. I'm just going to go to a coin page. I don't know if you consider that a starburst. There's a star. And put them on top of each other. So you have all of these shapes, and hopefully I'm answering that question. Somebody was asking about different types of shapes. You can take them and make them bigger. There's also, I'll show you grids as well that have shapes that you can put pictures in, but these are just your kind of flat, shapes here. You can do arrows here, make those a little bit bigger, move them around. Okay, so there are options with shapes. Hopefully that makes sense for the shape people. What type of files can be designed, saved? And I'll show you that as well. Hold that question. So those are shapes. Let me go back in elements. There we go. And there's a lot of new ones. Stickers. If you want any stickers here, there's tons of them in here. So you can animate the thumbs up. There we go. Just going to keep on going on the different things here. All right. So there's tons of them in there. See if there's anything that you can use. Photos, tons of photos. I'm going to show you the different options for photos in here. There's video content. Now, of course, you can upload. Okay, let's stop that. You can upload your own video content as well, but if you need video, you have it here. You can do that and add video content in here. You can also, I'll show you the YouTube connection as well. So there's tons of video content. Keep going down here. You have charts. If you need charts and graphs and things, you have those options to bring them in. And keep going. Tables. Now, frames and grids. Now, those are kind of fun to use. So I'm going to start with frames. All right, so we had shapes. I showed you just the kind of the flat static shapes, but you do have other options for frames for some of these shapes. Like I showed you a flat triangle. And now, okay, let me try that again. There we go. Okay, so we have that. Let's bring in a triangle. Okay, so what we do with these when it has this little landscape background means you can fill it with something. Okay, so let's go up to here. Let's go to photos. Okay, and I'm just gonna, let's just do beach background. So I can take this picture, and as soon as I drag it over, it's gonna autofill it. So you can see here, I can take those pictures and put them in. I can put, I think that's a video, put the video in that. There we go. So that's what the frames are. Oops. Here we go. It's not going to go in there. It's not a picture. It has to be a picture, not an element. There we go. We can take it. If we want to crop it, so say it's kind of a weird shape, but you want to edit it, you can go to crop. And I say I want to have the palm trees kind of showing. You can kind of move those around a little bit in there. You can animate it if you want, have it fade in and out. The video can't because it's already obviously animated as a video. So you can do that. Let me go back, show you some more frames. Oh, that's new. That's different. So let's see, let's put a picture in that. So again, once you drag it over, it'll automatically fill. If you want to reposition it, you can edit it, go to crop, move it around in the picture, and then hit done. Okay, so those are some frames. Let me go back to frames again. So back into frames, tons of different frames. If you want, say, to be in a laptop picture, you take that, go back to elements, and let's just find, woman on, woman at office, something like that. And we want photo. And here's a couple women in office. Drop it in there. Now we have them in a background. Okay, so those are autofill. Let me show you the other element that are autofill. They're called grids. Let's go back. Come down here. I'm just going to go to a fresh one here. So grids kind of work in the same way, right? You can autofill pictures in here. This is just a standard autofill one picture. And let's just say I'm going to go to my own pictures here. Stuff I was playing. I'm going to use my dog. Okay, this is my dog, Roxy. So you can see here, all I had to do was drag it. You also have the option, if I'm not using a grid, I'll show you the difference. It's just going to drop the picture in. I'd have to take it, stretch it myself, right? Figure out how that works. So here, right, here's the autofill version, and here's the non-autofill. Looks pretty much the same. I can crop both same way, right? If I want to move it over here. So let's just say it's kind of centered, looks good. A little Rockstar there. I can do the same thing here, crop it, move it around. Okay. So the only difference is that one autofills, right? So if I wanted to take, here's another pug. We're doing pugs yesterday. Oops. There we go. Changed it out to a pug wearing a baseball cap. That's artificial intelligence generated as well. I'll show you that shortly. So it's only difference with that. With the other, let me just keep going on the graphs, or on the grids rather. So you have all kinds of different options for grids here. So you don't have to do it yourself. I'll let me do one that's not too difficult to do. Oh, it's not too bad. So if we want to take some pictures, put it in here, we can. Let me just go up to, let's go women. Let's find different women. Photos. Okay, so I can drop, let's say I can drop that one here. I just drag it over to the grid I want to use. Okay, I'm going to do this one kind of a little bit more vertical, some legs. And here's one that's a little bit more horizontal, right? So if I'm doing that myself, if I wanted to take that and do it like with no graph at the bottom, which ones did I do? There we go. I'd have to kind of shrink that down. I have to kind of play with it, make it fit, right? To do that. There we go. Come on. Take this, so it would take some time for me to kind of manipulate it into that same grid format as you can see here. Shrink this down and then find this picture and stick it in here and make it work, right? So as you can see, the grid option's a little bit faster, but and plus you have a little dividing line. I can always, or space here, I can always do that too if I want to. Right, so not as easy to do. So the grids will definitely make life easier for you. Let me go back to grids here again. So lots of options with grids. Again, there's tons of them in here. Break them up as you want to break them up. Now I'm going to show you one little hack or trick that I had to learn. When you're using grids or frames, okay, let's show you this. Let's just find let's find our women again. Let's just use this one here. Okay, so we pop it in place. We have the grid. Now, right, if you take another picture and layer it on top, move it around, it's going to automatically autofill above your other picture. Okay, so say if I want to put a picture on a picture, and how do we do that, right? How do we layer two pictures together, another element? So let's just say I'm going to go here. This will be kind of weird, but it will work. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm going to take a transparent wine bottle. Let's just say the girl. So this wine bottle is another picture. I have a grid underneath. As soon as I move the bottle around with my mouse, it's going to autofill into the bottle. We don't want that, right? You can do an undo, go backwards. So we had, and I didn't say this earlier, but it really does help if you're using this with a mouse. So if you have a laptop, have a mouse with it. If you're really good with the finger pad, but I'm not good at the finger pad for even just some typing. So I have a mouse. I highly recommend it. You can use it on iPad or other devices as well. So minor stuff I can do on the iPad, but it really does work well with the mouse. So this particular feature, you do have to have a mouse for it. I'm on a Mac, so I'm not sure what the button is for PC, but the button that's to the left of the space bar on Mac keyboard, it's Command. And so what you want to do in order to move this wine bottle around on top of this other picture with a grid underneath, you do need to push the Command button and then hold down the mouse at the same time. And now I'm moving it around. I still have the Command button held down. Okay. First thing you want to do, is not let go of the command. You can still go back. All I'm doing is taking my finger off Command. First thing you want to do, let go of the mouse, let go of Command. And there you have that and layered. If you're just using, let me just pull the wine bottle first on this here. There we go. I'll just use this picture. If you're just using this without a grid, here, let me just stretch that out. Okay, so I have one picture on top of another. I want the bottle on top. So I go up here to position and I move that backwards. So now without the grid, I'm just moving around. Don't have my finger on the command. I'm just moving it around with my mouse. No problem. It won't autofill. It's only a problem with the grid underneath. So that's the trick. It took me a while to figure that out because I do a lot of bottle layering for my winery clients. I was like, why is it autofilling? So I found that out a few years ago. So keep that in mind if you want to layer and are using a grid underneath it. So if not, you can just use this and easily move that around, as you see. So that's grids. Let me show you some other element features here. Let me go back up here. Here we go. And lots of stickers and elements and things that you can add in here. Let's see, logo creation. Yes, there is logo. Does Canva have a few tricks to quickly create them, maybe using AI where it provides a couple of versions? So yes, there are options to create logos. Let me go back here. You want to make sure though, little caveat with that. Let me go up here to logo. You can do an animated logo. Bottle logo. Okay, so we're going to do a logo. You do have to keep in mind they do have obviously here a lot of designs, and you can say like, okay, this looks cool. I'll change it to mine. Let's see, gold. Come on. There we go. Golden State. Let's stretch this out. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Doesn't exactly fit. Okay, so let me shrink this down. It's hard to read it. Let's just put it on one line and take that space out. Okay, so I'm going to leave the elements the same, and I'm just going to change this to say marketing. And then again, I want to expand this out so it's all on one line. So again, you can manipulate these just by, dragging and dropping, dragging this around. You can just move it around. So let's just say I'm using this as my logo. Now, there's nothing stopping any of you to use this exact same logo. You're just changing the name. So you want to keep that in mind if you're going to use something, a template, that it could wind up looking like other people's logo, even if the name is different. So it might not be totally unique unless you start from scratch and you're, creating it. So they do give you ideas for different logos here, but keep in mind, these are all available to everybody else. Unless you totally change it or it's something totally unique, on there. You know, you can create any type of logo on here as well. So I hope that makes sense. You can have with AI, I'll show you kind of AI as well. Let me do some AI stuff here. They do have on the paid version, of course. Let me show you that. Let me go to apps. And it's called now Magic Media. Changing the names on me yesterday. Let me find it. There we go. This should be it. No, that's not it. Where did it go? Moving everything around here. So there's a couple options for AI. I'm trying to find them. Here it is, Magic Media. Okay, it used to be called text to image here. So you could say, let's see, graph. Let's see, wine bottle with corks. Let me just see what it comes up with. And you can have it come up as a film, watercolor. Let's see all the different options here. Gradient, psychedelic. So you can have it do a lot. Ink print, photo. Let me just do a photo and see what comes up. And it's going to create a couple of different options for you. I didn't give it too much information other than wine bottles with cork. Let's see. Okay. You'll get 4 images. The only thing to be careful with AI created images, especially when it comes to humans, is in here, you know, I probably could have found stock photo with something that basic. You know, again, I didn't give it much direction. The cork names, as you can see here, looks like that might be like Klingon or something from Star Trek. Humans can come out a little bit weird. Let me kind of show you what I'm talking about. So let's see. Let me go back here and I'm going to type in woman in swimming pool. Let me see, women at edge of swimming pool. I think we used that yesterday. Okay, so it's going to regenerate. Let's take those out. See how it comes out. Might come out a little funky or not. Let's see. And you'll get 4 options. You can always have it redo it in a different style or just redo it all together to see if it comes out differently. What doesn't meet our policies? That's interesting. Okay, let's just try women in swimming pool. Woman swimming. There we go. About one woman. Okay, so let's see. I don't know why I didn't like that. Don't like at the edge or at the edge of a swimming pool. Let's see. I think we did this yesterday, so that's why I used that. Come on. Let me just see if there's any questions here. Lots of questions. So while that's generating, let's see. Someone says, can you create ebooks? Yes, you can definitely design ebooks in here, journals, and pretty much everything. Let's see. 2 may not meet our policies. That's interesting. I've never seen that before. So if you look at the pictures, especially with humans, and you can see here already, she has like weird extra arms. And here's another arm here. Sometimes their eyes are a little weird. These people in the background might be a little strange. So you do have to be careful with human generated stuff. It might add extra limbs. Their eyeballs get kind of wacky. I can see here she looks a little cross-eyed. This looks a little strange here. So you do have to be careful. I've never seen this before where pictures don't meet policy. Not that I asked for anything weird. You can also create, this is new, create video content, brand new on here. So let's just say people swimming in pool. I don't know why it doesn't like swimming. Let's just see how that works. Again, brand new, never touched this before. Let's see. I'm just going to go back to the questions here. Yeah, where can you show where on the bar you went for Magic Media or text to image? I'll show you that in a minute as soon as it finishes generating. Can any Canva designs be trademarked? Yeah, I mean, if the ones, the brand or the logos I showed you that were kind of their templates, don't believe you can copyright those in any way or trademark them if you're using them as they are. But if it's an original design that you created, you should be able to. But I would, not a trademark lawyer, I would check that with a trademark lawyer. It's a good question though. Okay. Let's see. Can you, okay, I'm done with that. How can you make a curvy line within the text? I have to think about that question. I don't know how long this is going to take to create the video, but I'll keep answering questions. Are you able to upload a photo into a grid or frame? Yes, you can load in your own photos. There's tons of stock photo, but of course, use your own photos and video content as well. So those are, I'll show you where to upload those. I don't know how long this, oh, here we go. 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, so here we go. So we have a video of people swimming in a pool, which is what I asked for. Can't really see anything weird here. Let's see. Well, I'm looking to see if the humans, they're a little blurry. Oh, there we go. They're a little better. Yeah, it's okay. But, if you go up here to elements, and I'm just going to type in what I put, people swimming in pool. There we go. And I go to video. And again, you might want something more specific. So we have the AI generated one. There's a lot of different options of video content of some people swimming in a pool. Just depends. So there, you kind of can look. Here's some that are doing some competition swimming in a pool. So you do have stock options or AI. The other option for AI generated, which is new here, if you're familiar with ChatGPT, OpenAI is a company, they have their own text to image called DALL-E, D-A-L-L-E. So it is now integrated into Canva. So you can also, in addition to Canva's own magic, what do they call it? Magic media. You can use DALL-E. So let's just try it. People, we'll just do it as an image, people swimming in pool. And come down here, let that generate. So again, you'll have it on the DALL-E separate version, it will generate 4. For some reason on Canva, it only will generate 2. So we'll see what that in comparison to what it does on Canva. Go. Now they're swimming in pool, but we don't see them. So you maybe have to be a little bit more specific on it than this, but it did give it. It was kind of a leg kicking out here without a body. So you do have to be careful with the artificial intelligence versions of it. Again, people, I did this one. I have a client, transportation logistics, and all her trucks are white, all her uniforms are black, and she doesn't have a lot of stock photography. And we did a picture, a social media graphic of a guy standing in front of a truck wearing a black polo. So we were able to find that, but all the trucks were all different colors because it was a stock photo. And she goes, "Can you redo that with white trucks and make sure you put the logo on the polo shirt?" So that part's easy, but like, okay, how do we find that? There's not a lot of stock photography with that specific. So I think I used DALL-E in that case before Canva added it in. And because of the weirdness that generates sometimes with humans, so I specifically asked for a man wearing a baseball cap and sunglasses with his arms folded, standing in front of a fleet of white trucks. And the reason I asked for arms folded, and I won't get like 8 fingers per hand or some weirdness, I had him wear sunglasses so he didn't have weird screwy eyeballs. So it actually worked perfectly in that case because I gave it a little bit more information and instruction to create something that would avoid some of the weirdness of it, if that makes sense. So, and I'll go back. Somebody asked where I found Magic Media. So you go to apps here on the left and you come down here and you'll see this Magic Media right here in the apps. And that's their generated now images and video content. So that's where you would just type in what you're looking for, be as specific as you can so that you get better generated pictures. As far as stock photography, let me show you the different options here. So this is when you go to elements and you're just typing in people swimming in pool, these are Canva's own Canva Pro pictures. Okay, so our video content, let's just say pictures here, people swimming in pool, right? So here we go. Lots of options. Let's just pull that. Now, a couple other options on the paid version, of course. Go under apps, come down here, somewhere down here. You also have integrated in here 2 other, and there might be more. I think there's only 2, Pexels and Pixabay. Now, these are other outside stock photography websites that are integrated here. So here are Pexels and Pixabay, if you can see right here. So if we go to Pexels and we go people swimming in pool, we'll do the exact same search. And it's going to get, actually, yeah, it's the first time I've ever seen that. It gave you the exact same option here. Sometimes you get totally different options. So there's that. Let me go back to apps. Okay, that's Pexels. And we'll go to Pixabay and people swimming in pool. So you can try the different options. Again, it gave you different ones. You know, a lot of ones that don't really fit the bill, that exactly what you asked for. So you have some different options of, so again, lots of stock photography here. If you want to upload your own, you can upload them here and you can have your own. You can also create your own folders for each of different types of categories of pictures. This is one of my clients' brands. So I upload the pictures here. So they're all in the same folder, or you just go put them in your uploads folder here. You can grab them, video content, audio content, and then you have all of your uploaded images to use here. Okay. Let me just look at some of the questions before I go any further. Let's see. Any copywriting issues using the photos for posting? No, all of these are licensed for you to use. So keep in mind, other people have the ability to use them. I mean, your auto-generated, AI-generated ones would be unique, but the other stock, just like I've seen stock photography used out there. If you grab them from iStock Photo and all the other companies, as long as you paid for them or they're licensed for free for you to use, they're available for you to use for social media, email, your website, etc. as well. So that's not a problem. Just don't, the only issue, like you go to Google and look up an image and kind of grab the image from there. That's obviously not copyrighted, but everything in Canva is for you to use. Let's see. Can you explain how the apps work from Canva? This is the first time I've seen the apps. In general, there's a ton of apps here. So let me just show you a couple, just give you one YouTube, right? So actually I should have done this ahead of time, but let's go. Hold on. Let me, there we go. Okay. So YouTube, let's just go to YouTube. Let's just say you have a channel. I don't have a channel of my own, but we'll pretend. Let's see. I'm going to find one grand opening video. Let's find that. Okay, so let's just pretend this is one of your videos. So we're going to grab, let me just turn it off so we don't start playing it. We're going to grab the URL to this particular video. Okay, we're going to go back to Canva, which is right here. And I'm in the YouTube app. You want it in the search, type in the URL, and it should find it, hopefully. And then you can take it. Oops, I don't need more than one. And then you can put it on a graphic or in an email, wherever you want to use that. Obviously, have to be something that would be, video content, not a static flyer or something. And now you have the video right here from YouTube. So it's one app. But again, it's kind of a general question on how do the apps work, because there's so many of them on here. There are some that help you. You can do Bitmojis here if you connect your Bitmoji account. I actually do have a Bitmoji, so I do have it connected. So that's me in Bitmoji world. Well, my hair is a little bit more purple these days, but you can do Bitmojis in here. Let me see what else we have. Just quickly show you. Different shapes on here. You can do, let me just get rid of that. You can create different blobs. And so I'm surprised I can do that in Elements, but if you wanted to do different shapes and blobs, you can add them to the design, change colors, complexity, etc. It's a lot of interesting ones. So yeah, I could spend the whole couple hours just on the apps here, but I would just click through them and see if it's something of use, and they just work. They'll work with as you're designing as well. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, and it's a good question. How do you save a project to make edits later? They are all automatically saved as you're working on them. So if you go to your home page, I'm just going to go back. And you'll see them in order here, recent designs. So the one that I've been working on here shows up here, right? So they're all automatically saved. You don't have to do a save as. If you want to download them, so let's just do that. I'm just going to open up this one. There's Roxy. Okay, so we want to save it. And this is, I don't know what size this is, a banner size of some kind. We go up here to share. And I think I had added an animated element on here. We go to download. It's going to save it because I made it some features animated. It's saving it as an MP4 video. But if I just want to save it as a JPEG, PNG, just a graphic file without it being animated, I could do that. You can save it as a PDF, either print quality or standard. You have the vector graphics available now to save if you want a higher quality for print. The video, GIF. So you have different options to download it. And let's just say I'm going to save it as a PNG. You can say make it a transparent background if you want. And you can do download, and it will just download it to your computer. One thing I did recommend, I'm not going to download it right now, is make sure that you name your graphics in Canva. You have this option up here, something that makes sense, searchable. So when you want to go back and find them, you have a name that, makes sense. So maybe let's just say dog Roxy at beach. Okay. So if I'm looking again for searching and I want to find maybe graphics I created of Roxy, it will pull everything up, right? So let me just show you this feature. So say I'm going back and I'm like, okay, I need to find everything I created for Christmas. I can't remember, what exactly I named it, but I name all this stuff for Christmas. You want to make sure these are all the templates they have, but you want to switch to projects. And anything I created that I titled Christmas in some way will pop up. This one actually came up holidays. So I don't know if I had something that said Christmas in it. And here's everything in here. You can just scroll through. Again, let me see if Roxy. So, the different picture. So I actually had a picture with her name on it. So maybe it didn't save the one yet. I just renamed Roxy. This one here. Let me try that again. So yeah, this one I did rename it, but it didn't actually save it. I think because I have it as an animated one. So let me do a different one here. Go back up. Okay. Let's do this one here. So we'll just call this one, okay, it's called Red Converse. Okay, easy enough. Okay, and then so I should be able to go back home. And let's say I just want to find my Converse. If I can spell it right. There we go. And I want to go here. And there it found my Red Converse template. So I'm not sure why it brought in Gift Basket, Christmas as well, but there. So again, keep the names, do a naming convention for your file so that they're easier to search. It'll be harder because what happens is all of your designs, they're all kind of in chronological order here. And if you're looking for one, you don't know the name, then I'll have to show you this file. This is kind of cool too. Then it'd take a while for you to find the picture. So let me see if I can show you this. Let me open this up. Let me see if hold on. Oh, I don't want to download it. I want to edit it. Or I want to see it. Let me see. I was going to show this to you. There's a feature on here to create yourself animated, but it looks like it only gives me the option to download instead of view it. No, yeah, it's not letting me do it. Yeah, this picture here, this is a static picture of me. There's this thing called DID. I think that DID. And you can create an animated version out of a picture. So it has me, can't hear me talking. But it took a static photo of me and turned it into, I think, the one that we use on my bio and had me talking. So another feature, and you do have to pay for that. There is a free trial of this particular feature, but if you wanted to turn yourself into a talking head, you can do that. So let me go back and show you some more features on here. Let's grab this one here. There we go. Okay. It's going to keep on going down here. Okay. Oh, one thing to remember too, if you, in this case, I have 13 pages of images here. When I'm downloading them, let me go here. Again, I'm going to do a PNG, not a video file. Let's just do PNG or JPEG. Now I have 13 pages here. If I download them all together, it's going to create a zip file on my computer. So then you're going to have to go and unzip it to get to the individual images. You also have the option, let's just say, I have these 13 images, but I really only want, oops, I'm going to get rid of that. I really only want one of the images. So you can go down here, uncheck everything, oops, go away, and say I only want to have page 1. Then it's only going to have one PNG file there. So you do have the option to download all together in a zip or individually. If you're saving it as a PDF, it will just create one PDF file from all 13 pages. So it won't obviously zip it. It will just be one 13-page PDF file as well. So I want to point that out. I wanted to show, there's a couple other apps in here that I want to show you. Let me see if I can find this one. It's called Brand Fetch. So if you do any graphics, there we go. Any graphics or anything you're doing, you want logos from major brands, you can use Brand Fetch and it will give you different brands. So you can say, these are trending. I'm looking for Instagram. Okay, so there we'll pull up Instagram logos for you to use if you want to use that. You just saw I had Yelp, so it'll pull those up. So you don't have to go find them online and drag them into Canva or upload them to Canva. They're all here. That's so a lot of big brands there. Let me see if there's one. Toyota. Okay, so if you're looking for the Toyota logo, again, it would be something, obviously you wouldn't be using, that would be using that as if you are Toyota, but say you have a sponsorship deck or something and Toyota is one of your sponsors, you can pull in their logo. Just make sure you have permission to use logos on graphics that you're printing. So there's Brand Fetch. Let me show another one here I thought was kind of cool. Let me go back to apps and Typecraft. There we go. So this one's fairly new. You can take text and kind of make it into something else. I'm going to type, let me just do this. Type my name. There we go. And so you could take it and manipulate it, stretch it out if you want to do that. So you can do different things with it. See here, I know how it won't be easy to read, but you see you can here do all kinds of weird stuff with it. Let me just do that. And then I want to add this element. And there we go. And I can make it bigger. Not much you can do as far as different. I didn't see you could change different fonts. It looks like you only have the option of this font, but I could do an outline version or a shadow version. So there are some things, but it's pretty limited. So if you want something a little fancy like that, you can do that as well. I want to show, oh, there's a couple other. Let me go to this. I thought this was a new one I saw on here. Let's go to, let's see, let me find it good. Actually, this one, this is the one I wanted to use. Okay, so we have this lady here on a, I don't know where she is. She's somewhere late. There we go, sand with some grass behind her. But we want to take this and let me see if I can find it. Where'd it go? Magic grab. I want to find. They keep moving things around here. Let me see if I can find it. Magic grab. Let's see. Where did it go? It's in. Oh, let me go under edit. I think it's in there. Magic grab. So we want to do magic grab. So we click on that. And what it's going to do is it separates her out from the background. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I like that she's laying on a beach, but I really wanted like a beach background. So I'm going to go up here to elements and go sandy beach. Okay, I found one here. Oops, that's all right, it's an element. Let's make sure it's a photo. Like this one. So I'm going to replace the background, this beach. Now I want to bring this one to the back. So I want to pull all the other elements front. So we go to position and we just go back, make sure everything comes forward until you can't click on it anymore. Right. So it's here. Want to maybe bring her back behind the elements. There we go. So now I have her on a different background. Right. There we go. Another one I did yesterday as well. Let me pull this one in. Let me do this. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Uploads. Okay. Let me go find Roxy again. Okay, there we go. Stretch her out here. And actually, let me pull the one that I did already. That will be faster. Second. Here it is. Okay, so you can kind of make, let's see, here it is. There it is. So we have it in a frame, like a, say, Instagram frame. And you see how we made her pop out of the frame, right? So if you just had a flat picture, I don't want to manipulate that. So let me make a copy. If you want to make a copy, by the way, duplicate something, you just hit this little duplicate page there. So I don't want to mess that one up. So in order to do this, right, the flat picture, you have to create two different pictures. Oops, move that around, of her on top of the static picture. So I'll kind of show you how to do that. Let me start from scratch here. So let me go pull her in. Uploads. I don't know if you guys can hear her and her brother snoring under my desk right now. Usually they are part of my show. So let's see. There we go. Okay, so we have the flat background, but we also want her to pop out here. So we're going to take that second photo. We're going to go to background remover. Didn't show you that feature yet. And it removed the background. And I can take her and layer her on top. Let's see if I stretch it out to fit. Right, there we go. I'll actually show you another feature here. And then you can take the frame that I had and put it in front of it. So let me go find the frame. Let me see if it was Instagram frame. I don't know what it's called. Where to find that now? Let's see. Oh, here we go. Okay, so there we go. So we pull the frame and I'm going to take this top photo, hopefully. Let me try. You have to kind of click on it to grab it. Where did she go? Hold on. Did I lose her? Oh, there it is. Okay, so I want to click on that. I want to position her forward so she pops in front of the frame. Okay, so I just have to kind of click around to get back to the elements here. Hold on. There we go. So I want to bring that forward. Okay, click on her again. She has 3 eyes. Come on. I think because I have her so big, that might be it. Let's see. Okay. There we go. So again, you can just kind of put it back in place, stretch it out a little bit. And there you have that element popped once you get it perfect. And I'm going to show you another feature here. So now she's popped above, right? Looks like a layer on top if you want to have it that. Now, I don't really want these little dogs that are back here. They're cute, but, you know, a little distracting. So I can go up here to this photo, click on the back, edit photo. You want to go to Magic Eraser. Oops, wrong element. Hold on, let's go back. You have to make sure you're clicking on the right element. Hold on, might have to move things around to get to the back. I think because I have the top one layered. Let's see. We'll reposition. Okay, so now I'm clicked on the back here, right? So I want to go up to edit photo, again, Magic Eraser, and then I just go and highlight what I want to erase right here, and it will erase the dogs. Okay, those are gone. Let's say I'm going to erase this gentleman here. Just take them out, even though it's not in the frame, but just in case. And he's gone. So that's it. And again, can just kind of move these elements around again and get them back in place here. So hopefully that makes sense. So a lot of fun things you can do with pictures. There we go. Kind of get what I want, right? Makes sense. Okay, so let me show you some other features. I'm going to go to the chat here, kind of going bottom to top. So let's see. Do you show how to get an image from outside off Canva? Can you just drag and drop? Also, didn't ion to save your project outside? Yes. So let's see if I can understand the question. So you can upload images from other places. So you just go to your upload file, go to your computer. As far as a drag and drop feature, let me get out of here. Hold on. The Zoom bar is in the way. As far as the drag and drop feature, you can, like on a Mac, upload or drag it one at a time into Canva like you do any other. And it will just bring it up to use at that one point. I would say upload them and then bring them in and then use them into your graphics rather than the drag feature that Mac you can do on a Mac, if that makes sense, Susan. And hopefully that explains how do you download the pictures. Are there a lot of options for party rentals? You mean as far as graphics or, different elements for party rentals or your own products? I'm just going to type in party rentals. So I would assume that you have party rentals and you have your own products of photos. So I just typed in party rentals. So I don't know if there's like bounce house is that something party rentals? So I don't know specifically what question you have, Yvette, about party rentals, but really anything, right? As far as stock photography, if there are things that you could use that would make sense, I would figure you'd probably want to use your own products and services and all that. But there are tons of photography in here for you to choose from. That makes sense. Let's see. Is there a template to create folding flyers when printed out? Yes, there are tons of different options here. You can go up here, create a design, brochure. Oops, here we go here. Let's type that in. You can have it different sizes, bifold. So here's your bifold. If you just want it, you can do a trifold as well. And it will give you that to design it. So here's some templates. Just pull that in real quick. Give me a template. Here's both pages. So we want to take both pages, front and back. Again, you can design which one you want, front and back, and what size you want. So if it's going to be 8.5 by 11, folded in half. And you can do custom sizes as well. Actually, I'll show you that feature here. I didn't show you that yet. So these are their stock sizes. Again, you can come up here to create a design. And you can choose one of these options or come down here to custom size. Say you, for example, and you can choose by pixel or inches, millimeters, centimeters now as well. So let's just say I need to create something in a 400 by 120, some weird size for some advertising I need. I can go in here and it will create 400 by 120 for me. It actually will give you some templates. I mean, because it's kind of a weird size, but you can say I need a Halloween template, and I'll give you a couple of options. Won't give you many, and here are some more kind of generic ones here. So we'll give you some options in different sizes as well. Now, as far as the magic switch, which used to be called magic resize as of yesterday. So it's up here. So say, for example, let me just get rid of one of these. I'm going to get rid of this one here. And I want this great size, but now I want to create it in an Instagram post size. Okay. And it's kind of long. So we want to go up to magic switch. And I'm going to go to Instagram, type that in. And I'm going to do the 1080 by 1080. Okay. We're going to continue. And we're going to copy and resize, right? Because I want to save this banner as well. If you don't, you can just hit resize. And it's going to take us to the Instagram post. Now you can see here, because it was originally longer and narrow, you have to kind of adjust it for the resize. You can see here, maybe make that bigger, expand her out, take the content here and make it bigger, move this up, whatever you want to do to manipulate it as well. And I just did something you probably guys didn't see, but let me go back. So one thing you can do, all of these elements here are individual. So if I click on them, I'm only clicking on the Lyceria and Company and the Cosmetic Studios, skincare, all individual. But if you grab them and take everything else out of the way, if you go over and highlight, and oops, I don't want to grab the picture, just the middle here. I just want to grab these elements. Not that one. There we go. Okay, just make sure you grab that. You can take them and group them together. And now I can manipulate them together rather than having to resize them individually. So you can do that. You can ungroup. Let me just regroup for a second. I want to make it smaller. Okay, let's just go back to the way it was. I'm going to ungroup. You don't have to necessarily group it to move it. You can just go over again, highlight it, try not to grab the other elements, and then do the resize on here. Didn't take the phone number for some reason, and move them together if you want to. If not, you can say, well, I want to make this bigger, but not that, maybe change that, so you can maybe move it around. So does that make sense? I'll show you another. Let's just find a new one here. Let's just do this one. Pride party. There we go. Okay. So it's in Instagram size. Now we want to go the other direction. Let's just say, let's make it into an Instagram story. Totally different size. All right. Continue. And again, copy and resize. Open my story. And now it's an Instagram story size. Again, you might have to manipulate it because it is, a different size, and expand those, whatever you want to expand or change, add. And now you have it as an Instagram size, a story size. Makes sense? Okay, I'm just going to keep answering some questions. I'm going to show you some other features. We're going to go into ChatGPT for a minute and kind of use AI and a feature called bulk create in here. Is there a way to sort when searching through video or other media? Where I can only get free or only get paid selections. Canva seems to have few filters. I'm not exactly sure. If you can put that in chat, I'm not exactly sure what you're using or saying rather. Can I pay a price when I select a video clip so that it belongs to me and no one else can use it? If no, is there a way to sort when I can choose clips that are least used? Not really. Yeah, you can't. I mean, they're available for everybody. They're their own licensed photography or video content. So they're not exclusive use. So once you use it, somebody else, just like going to Shutterstock or iStock Photo, they're all there for everybody to pay for and use as they will. Only your original content. So if you created an AI generated video or photo, that would be only for you to use because it's only in your account. But anything you're grabbing from their pro photos or videos or Pexels or Pixabay are for everybody to use. So hopefully that answers that question. Yes. Okay. Good question. Somebody asked how to create QR codes. So I didn't show that option in the apps. There are a few different options for creating QR codes here. The basic one is just called QR code. What you want to do, let me just go grab a URL. Okay. Let's just pretend it's going to go to this YouTube video. So you grab the URL that you want the QR code to go to. Let me find that. It's here. There it is. You want to type it, put the URL in. It will then generate the QR code. You can stretch it, make it bigger, print it, then put it on a social media post, wherever you want to create this or put this, drop it. So that's one option. And then you have, there's one here I tried to use yesterday, but I think it's a paid situation. Let me drag that up. You can actually use artwork behind it. I was trying to play with it let me try it and see if this works. I'm going to put pug, black pug. Let's do that. Let me see if this actually works. It made me, maybe I'm thinking of a different program. So you can get a little fancier. I'll show you another option for QR codes as well. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, so let me just get rid of this basic one. And if you can see here, there is a black pug behind my QR code. Maybe somebody screenshot that. See, does it actually work? Let's see. Where is it going here? I'm curious. I'm putting my phone in front of it. Yep, it does work. Okay, it goes right to the YouTube video. So there's something a little fancy if you want to do that. Let me go to the other option. That's brand new. Let me see. The other one is, where is it? Oh, here. There's a couple other flow code. So this one you can, not as fancy as having a black pug behind it, but if you want a different shape or stars, or I want a purple QR code instead, I'm going to put the YouTube logo in there. Or you can add your own logo in the middle of the picture as well. And it won't let me do anything. It won't let me change it around. I think you have to upload the logo. Let me do that. I'll find it real quick. I'm in the right place. There we go. Got tons of logos here. Let's grab that one. Actually, I should have it without the transparent background, but you can see that here. And for some reason, it's not letting me, even though I put that in, it won't let me print it out. But you can see there are a couple different options for creating QR codes. Hopefully that helps. Somebody asked about creating business cards. So if you start here from scratch, create design, business card. And I have designed my own business cards in here. And I just take the graphic and I upload it to Vistaprint to create it. So tons of options, just like Vistaprint or any of the other business card companies out there that start with different types of templates. Again, if you're using a totally, let's grab here, both pages, front and back, you can take it, change the color. I'm going to do red. Mine's colors are red and black. You can change any of these colors here. So the style, again, is going to be, if you keep it done just like Vistaprint templates are going to be similar to other people, unless you just totally design it from scratch. You can share it. You can say here, print with Canva, and they have the option of business card. Here's rounded business cards. So we'll pretend to do it here. You have to resize the design. Let's do that real quick. Oops, I'm totally in the wrong size. I was designing this in the Instagram story size. But you have the option. You can purchase them 50 cards for $15. I think I get them cheaper through Vistaprint, so I probably wouldn't use their service here. So pretty easy to create business cards as well. Let's see. What is a good setting for logo so it works on banners as well as on Instagram? I used a logo template and imported my logo to tweak, and it had it pixelating. Depends on the size of the graphic that you start with. So if you brought in a smaller graphic, and you tried to expand it or make it bigger than its original size, would be when it pixelate. I couldn't really tell, Anonymous, without seeing the image, but that sounds like what happened. So you want to make sure when you upload images that you're using of your own, and make sure they're not a GIF. You can't really expand or change a GIF size, but PNG is totally changeable, JPEG, but you want to make sure like you don't bring in a 200 by 200 and then you're trying to add it to a banner that's 800 by 300. Hopefully that makes sense. So you want to make sure you have a larger size, a highest res, largest size photo to bring in before you use it. So that's without seeing it, that's the only answer that I hopefully could have for that. Can you transform a video into an AI video? Really, AI is creating video, so you don't really need to turn a video into an artificial intelligence video. There might be some video content that you can do to change things around, but probably there's a lot of new features in Canva that I haven't touched yet as far as video content. But there are, in general, a lot of artificial intelligence tools for video manipulation as well. Let's see here. We have about a half hour left, so I want to show a couple other things, but I'm going to answer some more questions. You guys have a lot of great questions. I'm new at social media posts. Can you show the process from creating an Instagram post and then publishing? Good question. Yes, let's do that. So if you're going to use Canva to do your posting, you can do it here. So I'm going to just go to Instagram post, and I'm just going to grab a template and just pretend it's mine. Okay. So here we go. So say, oh, I don't want all 4 pages. What are we doing here? Did I grab the right size? Instagram post. Oh, here we go. I don't know what I grabbed earlier. Let's do that again. Just going to resize it. Okay, it is that size. Oh, okay. I was bringing in video content. That's what it was. I'm just going to do this. Let's just do Halloween. Okay. Spooky season. There's my okay. I want to upload this to social media. So if I have my accounts connected, I go to share, and we can go share on social. You can see you can schedule to Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook stories, Pinterest, LinkedIn profile, LinkedIn page, Tumblr. So there's a couple different options. Let's hear interesting schedule. You go here. Let me just try this real quick. I want to see. Select a channel. And I do have accounts connected, not all of them. So here I can say go to Facebook, Golden State Marketing, I can type this in, blah, 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 hashtag, blah, 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 and schedule it to go to my Golden State Marketing Facebook page. Now, the only disadvantage of this is doing it one at a time. So if I also wanted to have it scheduled to Twitter, I'd hit schedule for the Facebook, go back, schedule share on social, go to Twitter. If I do have a Twitter account connected here, go blah, 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 type it in or copy paste. Takes a little bit of time to do that. So what I use, and I'm going to show you real quick to speed up the process and why you should potentially use a social media scheduling tool. So I use one called Metricool. There's others out there, Later, Post Planner, Buffer, Hootsuite, ton of them in there. I recently switched to Metricool because it has a lot of options on where you can post. I also love their reporting tool. So you see here, all of these here, you can post to Metricool. So your web, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, Pinterest, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook ads, Google ads, TikTok ads. So a lot of options here. You can bring in your brands, all of your brands, connect them. So here, my Golden State Marketing, I have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Google. So if I want to post rather than one at a time, like you just saw on Canva, go here to planning, and I create a new post. And we're just gonna pretend, grab an image, see if I can find that one I was using. No, let me see if I can find one that post. Something to post. Oh, we'll use this one. I think it's a post. So here's a post. I brought in, it's an Instagram size I created. You type in your blah, 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 hashtag, blah, blah, blah. There's your post, right? So now I can edit it by network. Let's just say, for example, for Instagram, I'm going to be using an Instagram specific hashtag like Insta marketing or something here, but I don't want it on my other ones. Twitter, maybe I have to shorten the blah, blah, blah to 280 characters. So I can go in individually and tweak by each one. And then all I have to do is go, I'm going to schedule this for October 25th at 10:36 a.m., or I can choose to publish it now, save it, and all of them are going to post up at the time or right now. All of the other tools are similar if you schedule them all together. So it's called multi-scheduling rather than one at a time. So you can kind of see the difference. I'm done. I've five different platforms all at once. I do minor tweaks depending on if you need to tweak it by platform, and then you've already have it scheduled out. So that's, whichever tool you use. Like I said, I like Metricool. I've used Post Planner in the past. I've used Later, but some have features that the others don't. This one I've just landed on because it has really good features on here, and the reporting's really good too. So I'm going to hit cancel. So I do not want to post that up. So that's Metricool. I want to show you a cool feature while we still have some time. We're going to go back to, we're going to go to ChatGPT now. So if you're not familiar with ChatGPT, and I do have it here, let me close some of these out. There we go. And Canva does come in an app as well. So I'm using the browser just for purposes of this class, but I usually have it in my dock and I open up the app. Either way works, but you can use it here, use it as an app or use it as a browser. So ChatGPT, anybody here not ever touched ChatGPT? Raise your hand or say yes in chat. Some new, okay, so we have a couple new people. So hopefully you've heard about it, right? Artificial intelligence. There are tons of AI tools out there. ChatGPT came on the scene earlier this year, late last year. I was using Jasper AI before that for content creation, but you can pretty much do anything on here, artificial intelligence, including creating marketing content. And there is a paid and a free version. So here we go again with paid versus free. The free version, just to tell you real quick, only have access to ChatGPT 3.5, which works, but you don't have access to the internet with it. All information is September 2021 and back. The difference with ChatGPT paid $20 a month. You do now have access to browse with Bing, so you can go browse the web. You have plugins. There's a ton of plugins in here. Let me try to go to them if I can. Oops, this way. There is a web pilot is a plugin that helps you browse the web. They literally just added Bing browsing back in earlier this week. It had disappeared for about a month or so because of some copyright infringement issues they were dealing with. So there's tons of apps in here that you can, or plugins rather, that you can, that'll help you do some artificial intelligence stuff, like interacting with PDF files and going to Expedia to get travel information. So tons of great stuff. But we're going to do some simple things with ChatGPT to help you bulk create content. Okay. So I'm going to do this on the free version. So for those that don't pay, you can try this out. Let's see. Somebody give me their business. I'm going to create some inspirational quotes. Give me a topic from somebody's business real quick. First person to type it in. What would you want inspirational quotes about? Construction. Oh, wait, career coach first. So let's use career. So let's say create 20 inspirational. Oh, sorry, I'm going to do this. Find 20 inspirational quotes about, let's see, about careers. Let's see. Let's see if how that works. Or how to say about working. Let's say about working. Include, want to do it this way, include who said it or wrote it. Okay. And then I put, now there's a reason for doing this. Put the citation on the same line as the quote. Okay. So we want to make sure it's not going to create like brand new quotes. I want to find quotes on about working from Abraham Lincoln or whoever, right? And we want to have the citation on there. So you have to be very specific how you ask it. I just say include who said it or wrote it. Sometimes when I didn't do that, it gave me quotes that were written by ChatGPT. So here we're going to try this, see what comes up on the free version. And I'm going to show you on the paid version how potentially different it might look. So I'll let this run. Okay, so it did what I wanted it to do. It gave me quotes about working. The only way to great work is to love what you do. Don't watch the clock. Do what it does. Keep going. Okay, so if we did this same thing on the paid version, I'm going to go to ChatGPT default. Let me just say if it browses the web, and I'm going to just copy paste it in that same prompt. Let's just see what it comes up with. So it kind of gave me the same quotes. Might be a little bit different. Let me just have it finish here. There we go. So we're going to do 6 winning lottery numbers. I wish. Maybe one day, who knows? So we're going to do some inspirational quotes are popular for social media. So I just asked it to create 20. You can have it create 100, as long as there's quotes out there, and create a whole year's worth of content here. Yes, thank you. I'm going to show you the bulk create. Okay, so here, 2 different options. Again, it did it correctly. It included the citation, the person who said or wrote it on the same line. So I'm just going to copy. I'll just grab these and work. Okay, oops. I'm going to copy. I'm going to go to Excel because you have to use Excel or Google Sheets, either one, whichever you have. You want to paste it in. Okay, everything's on the same line. So if you didn't ask for it, sometimes it will create it as a separate line, and then it creates it as a separate column. Okay, you want to have everything on one line. The quotes are around it, gives you who said it, it's all here. We want to save this as a CSV file. Okay, I'm going to go down here. Somewhere here, it's here. There we go, comma separated values. I'm just going to call it working so I can find it. It's on my desktop. Okay. So I have my quotes, however many you want to create. We're going to go back to Canva and we're going to create, oops, this magic little thing is kind of cool. A little magic. Okay, we're going to do an Instagram post, square, do that. Okay, now you want to come up here to design and just type in quote. Okay, and there's templates here that have quotes in them, so you can grab one of these. I'm just going to grab this one. I don't like that one, but it's about working, so maybe not the trees. So let's just say people at office. Let's try that, see what it comes up. Photos. So if you want to do something like that, Let's try this. I kind of like that. It's kind of inspirational. That's a little funky color. We don't want the green. So let's change that out. Maybe, oops, not that interesting. How about that? Now, okay, we can make it a little bit more transparent so we can see people behind it. So you want to make sure you manipulate everything on here before you bring in the quotes, okay? Let's just say you want a different font. Maybe you want something that's a little bit more fancy on here. Let's just do that. Try it out. Yeah, I don't like that one. How about that one? Yeah, that works. If you want to space anything out differently, I want to have it all left justified instead. So we can, oops, that did not work. Make sure you grab it all. There we go. It looks like that's a little cramped here on the lettering. So I'm just going to manipulate that a little bit, stretch it out. Yeah, that's okay. We'll leave it like that. You want to change, if you don't want to have your website, I'll just put, oops, change that. There we go. I'll just use mine. Marketing.net. There we go. Quote. Maybe I don't want this color. Maybe I want a different color. Let's just do it in black. We'll keep this as white. Maybe I'll change that to red. So again, manipulate your entire file before you do anything with it. Bring in the extra quotes. Okay. So now, oh yeah, it looks good, right? This works for me. Now I want to bring in the quotes. So we want to go to apps. We want to go to bulk create. Okay, we see here upload CSV. We already created that file. And I'm going to go to my desktop and find working. There it is right there. Bring it in. It's going to show you the first one in there. Okay, so now that that's there, you want to click over to your image here. You want to make sure you're clicking in the place where the quote's going to go. Okay, click on that. You're going to right click and you should see connect data. If you're not seeing it, unclick. Click back in, make sure you're in the right place. Again, right click. Oops, see, I'm not in there. Let me go back out right there, connect data. Okay, it brings in this first one. There it is. We hit continue. There's all the rest of them. Generate 19 pages. Okay, and now you have all these quotes, which you're going to have to do a little bit of cleanup on them because the font's a little big. Right here. So you might just have to take this down, shrink it, move it around. Okay, play with it. And actually, I should have brought it in as left justified, but I brought it in as center. So there's weird gaps of space. But again, make sure they all should have come in that way. So I must have changed it to center justified. So again, a little bit of manipulation to get them perfect again. If you want to have different pictures, you can, and you want to spend the time doing it for, say, for example, I don't want to have them all have the same picture. So you can go back to elements and people in office. Let's just say we'll keep using that theme and photos. And then we can just, take this and do that. Let's just find, I'm just going to find a bunch of different ones to use. Oops, drag it over. So again, this has the grid on it. Oops, we don't want it in there. Let's try that again. It's trying to drag it over this other picture, but it's not doing it. Let's try that. Okay. Or maybe, okay. It's filling it in on that side, but we don't want that. So again, you can just change the picture. You'd have to drag that to the back. There we go. So again, you have to do it manually. Can't have different pictures show up. That'd be kind of cool to be able to do that. But I created like 50 of them for a winery client of mine. I did 5 or 6 different wine theme backgrounds on them. So they all look a little different, or keep them all the same if you want to do that. So that's bulk create using it. Oh, here, let me go back to ChatGPT. Let's do this. So let's just say you use all these quotes, but now you want to create the social media captions for them. So you want to go back into the same chat here. This is the one that we use. And now I'm going to say now, create, social media captions. I can't even type today. Go back. Social media captions for each of these quotes above. And I always say, do not include the actual quote in the caption. And that's totally up to you because it will just repeat it in the caption. And I put include, if you want, include emojis and hashtags. Okay. And there we go. And yeah, that's all we want to say. So let's let it spit out some social media captions for you. And it will kind of give you a flavor of the quote instead of the actual quote. If you want to include the emojis and hashtags, if not, and only usually will give you one or two of them. You might want to add some to that. So there you go. So now you have social media captions to create those. Now I'll show you another quick feature here. So depending on the calendar you're using, on my calendar, you go here. I already have one of them set up here. There we go. So this is my marketing calendar. I don't know, some of you may or may not have seen it. Let's show you kind of October, right? So here's the actual calendar. You fill in what you're going to post, social media, email, etc. This particular client, I only do blogs and social media posts on here. We have a page on my calendar. It's called the post page, but I call it the prep page. So you create your graphics in Canva, you can download them. We add them here. We put all the captions, the hashtags we're going to use. If we're going to include a link on that particular, we'll drop the link here. And then so at the end of each month, once we have everything prepared ahead, and we're always working a month ahead, all I have to do is open up Metricool. And like I already showed you, next to the calendar here. And all I have to do is go open this up. Let's just say I'm going to go to that client, plan, create a post, and back over to the calendar. I'm going to copy. This is depending on how fast you can do this, right? I'm going to drop down, paste, copy, paste the hashtags, right? Everything's all ready to go. Oops, no match found. Okay, I want to get rid of that. I can keep that here. I might just drag it, put it here. Okay. And then we're going to grab the image, right? That's there. I already have those saved somewhere. We'll just pretend again. I'm just going to grab that one since it's there. Grab the image, make sure you have the right image. Again, go back and you can edit per network. So in this case, I do have an Instagram specific hashtag that I don't want to show up on Facebook and LinkedIn. So I just want to take that out real quick, and there, take it out of LinkedIn. Okay, I don't use Twitter, so I don't have to worry about character length. I can go ahead and schedule it for whatever day. That one is scheduled for, was scheduled for October 2nd. Let's just pretend it's, tomorrow. I'm going to have it go out at 9 a.m. Change that here. Let's just do that, right? And then you schedule it out, and then you move on to the next one. And generally a month's worth of posts might take an hour, maybe hour and a half at the most, depending on how slow or fast I'm copying and pasting to schedule out a whole month's worth of content. So you can see how much quicker it is if you lay everything out ahead on a calendar. Again, if you're using Canva for this feature, it's going to be a little bit slower because you're going to have to do it one at a time. Where in this case, I was able to post to all three within a minute, right? To get all that copy pasted in there. So those are the only, differences between doing it all in one tool versus doing it all separately within Canva. So whatever works for you. So that's how I work that. Let me see. Let me just go through the questions here and see if there's anything else as we get close to the end here. Let's see here. Kind of go backwards here. Yes, there'll be a recording sent to you. Let's see. Yes, you'll get the recording of the few slides out there you'll get as well. So that will be coming your way from SCORE. Let's see. Can you only do this with ChatGPT? I did use it with ChatGPT 4 when I was creating the social media captions, but it does work if we go back again. Let me go grab this here. We'll show you the difference between it. So this was the 3.5 version. Somewhere, sometimes it comes up blank. And everything is automatically saved in ChatGPT as well. So the file is saved. So this is the 3.5 version. I'm going to put the exact same request prompt. And you will see, I don't know if it did exactly the same as it's different quotes, but yes, it will work because you're not asking it to go out to the internet to pull those for you. In the only case, and I have a separate AI class as well, the only case is like, say, go to my website and find all of my products and create a social media post for each one. In that case, you would have to have the paid version. But in this case, we're just kind of having it do some post based on some quotes it already found. So either paid or 4 or 3.5 will work in that case. Okay. Good question. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Can you show us how to use Magic Write? I think, did I not show that? Let's see. One sec. God, this little that little bippity boppity boo there. It's driving me crazy. Okay, so Magic Write. I think we've used that. Oh, I should have done that in the apps. There we go. If they're calling it, is it Magic Morph? I think that the Magic Write is I think the text to image. I might have changed the name, so I'm not sure. Where is it? Yeah, they changed all the Magic names. Let me go back to the home page again and see their Magic's little studio here. Let's see, Magic Switch, Magic Grab. I showed you that. Magic Media is the AI. There's some Magic Animate stuff. So yeah, I think it's changed names. I might have already shown that too. Oh, here, Magic Write with brand voice. Let's see. Let me see it. Okay, so let's see, click text box to the right. Yeah, I haven't used this feature, so I don't want to show it to you because they've just literally just changed things around and added them. So fortunately, I'll play with it. We'll do follow-up on that. Sorry about that. Let's see. Do you use the post it creates exactly as worded or edit before posting? Generally, we usually manipulate them a little bit. So you can use them directly as worded if you want, but sometimes we might want to add a little different flavor. Sometimes the brand voice, like I have a restaurant client. They're a New Orleans cuisine restaurant here in Los Angeles, and they're it's kind of Southern style. Their brand voice doesn't really pick up well in ChatGPT, so we might change kind of the flavor of the tone of the content that it doesn't pick up, not knowing that you might say something a little bit differently than you would say here in Los Angeles. So there are some times that we do change out some of the content it creates as well in the captions. Let's see. Can you show us how the paid version with asking to create quotes from your website? Oh, okay. Yeah, let's try that. So we're switching over to ChatGPT here. A little bit of flavor. I'll use the restaurant client as the example. So let me go here to grab the full. You have to grab the full URL, including the HTTPS. So you want to make sure you have the full one. So not with all that other stuff. Okay, so there's that. And they have a menu of items here, right? So here's the menu, and it has descriptions. You want to make sure there's some text for them as well. So let's see, hopefully this works. ChatGPT has been a little bit weird lately. Let's go here. We're going to browse. And then I'm going to go to this website and find the menu items and create a social media post for each item. There we go. I'm going to include emojis and hashtags. And sometimes, depending on the site, it might not find all of the products. Let me see how it does this. The ChatGPT, we were playing with this yesterday in my AI class, and it used to let you go to LinkedIn to your own profile so you can go and have it review it. So here it's giving you, let me see, it says I wasn't able to retrieve the menu items from the provided. You can easily create them from the menu page. Yesterday it was saying, hey, if you want, you can go hire a marketing agency to do it for you. And I said, I didn't do that. So it gave me a few. So I'm going to do it this way. It's been a little bit weird about the web browsing. I'm going to go to the plugin. I have the one called Web Pilot, and I'm going to let me go back actually. I want to have it do the same one and see if it will pull it up via Web Pilot instead. There we go. Let's type that in. So it's been, in some cases, a little bit picky about going to websites to find information. I don't know, because of the copyright infringement thing they have going on, that they've tightened things down with it, but we'll see if this works. I said yesterday, it was not letting me, it was letting me go to websites yesterday. Here we go. Okay. So it worked with the web pilot being, again, because of that copyright infringement, maybe they have it tightened down a little bit more than the web pilot. So it is pulling some of the products here, catfish, shrimp supper. It's pulling in the pricing. Let me do this. I'm going to show you this. So stop. I'm going to say stop generating. Please redo. I'm always nice to ChatGPT, but do not include the pricing on the post. There we go. So I didn't want it to continue all the way down all the products. So here it's going to just generate as many as possible. Any that have a some of the products don't have captions on them, but mostly do. So in this case, it's saying dive into delicious catfish supper, fresh farm raised catfish. We might say like, come and get some, we'll use different slang that they would use. And change it up a little bit. We might not use some of the emojis that they have on here that might not work as well. Like they'll put a shrimp in where, it says catfish or something. So there you go. So it's pulling products and then creating social media posts for them. So then you can just add your pictures of your products and do that. I'll just stop that generating. I'm going to go on, let that do. I'll just keep going. Let's see. So bulk create, they don't have a way right now. So there is a new feature with ChatGPT, and I don't have it yet. It's called Vision, and it's going to allow it to create photos or use video or photo content and do some cool things with photos. I don't have access to it yet. They're rolling it out. There isn't a way to bulk create those images that you're talking about, but you could. In the case of the quotes, you're going to want to find, one image, one template. And I showed you kind of manually if you wanted to change the backgrounds. So in that case, when you're doing bulk create, you only get to use one, but there isn't a way to do bulk create. So you could, in this example, let me not use this one, ChatGPT. Let's just go create. I'm going to have it do it on 3.5. Create 10 social media posts about, let's see, we'll do something general, health and wellness for my yoga studio services. I'm just making this up as I go along. Okay, include emojis and hashtags and include an image suggestion. Now, it's not going to give you the actual image, but what it's going to do is just tell you what would be a good image to use. Here, it's a tranquil yoga studio with soft lighting and a serene atmosphere. So you could take that into AI, into the Magic Media or Dolly, and ask it to create it or find something in stock photo. So yeah, there's still a disconnect on creating the images that go along with it so far. So as far as bulk creating. But this at least can give you some ideas if you want to use them. If you don't have your own stock photos or have an idea, it kind of can prompt you like what would be a good picture. This was kind of a generic request. I could have put more specific information about my yoga studio and what I was looking for. So these came up a little bit more generic. The better the prompt, the better the content that comes out. Let's put it that way. Let's see. I'm going to keep answering some questions. We have a few more minutes. Let's see, when creating social media posts in Canva, do you have to connect your platforms? Correct. Yes. Yes. And you can, or like I do, just download them and then upload them directly into the platforms, go to Meta and Twitter and LinkedIn, or use a scheduling tool. Yes. Everything's downloadable. Again, you can use them as it and connect your social media. But like I said, the one for me anyways, disadvantage is I'd have to go and do that 4 or 5 times. Right? If you're only using Instagram and say Facebook, okay, 2 different times you're going to have to go post the same thing on there rather than multi-scheduling them like I can on Metricool. But if that works for you, that's fine. Maybe you only do Instagram or TikTok. Somebody who's a TikToker here, then that would make sense. But in the case when you're using a lot of different platforms, it might be more time for you to do that. So will that make sense? Okay. What else do we have? I'm going to try to go back up. Can you share the presentation file to PowerPoint format? Yes, definitely. So, and there is a feature here. Let me go back up here, go to presentation. And I usually use a 16:9 ratio format here. And I'm just going to find a template for, let's say, a marketing class. Okay, this one will work. Digital marketing. It creates 15 slides. If I want to, they're also, let's see if I can find it too. Hold on. They had a feature, AI feature, and I don't know if they changed the name of it to create presentation. What was it called? What's it called? Let me see. I can go backwards here. It's I don't know if it was called, not called Magic Presentation. Let me see if I can find it. Magic Switch. Let's see. Magic Design for Presentations. There we go. Okay, I'm going to do it that way. So either way works. You can do it the old-fashioned way or the magic way. Let's see. Write a pitch for meeting. Okay, let's see. Click the search bar. Okay, so let's do that. Create a marketing webinar presentation on artificial intelligence. Ta-da! Okay. And here it created some slides. I'm just going to bring them all in. And oops, there we go. Replace all pages. And now I have the start of it. I can obviously change it around. It has, placeholder text here. So I want to add it. I can add additional slides on here. And then either way, if you do it the way that the other way, just go in and find some templates and start, you go share, or you can actually present from here. So you can present and record, present. So I haven't done this yet I always present obviously like PDF or the publisher through Zoom, but you can present from here as well. Again, I haven't used it. You can record it, autoplay it, or just download it as slides. And I usually do PDFs, and then I bring the PDFs into PowerPoint as well. So there's a couple different ways to do it. Okay, I'm just more real quick. Which is better to attract more clients, Instagram, post, reels, or stories? Usually a mix of all of them. Reels and stories get a lot of traction. Stories, because of their placement, they're always at the top above the fold. But I always recommend do a mix of them. Don't do only reels or only stories or only posts. But again, generally video content does better than post content. But I would mix it up and see where you're getting engagement and reach to answer that question real quick. We'll answer that. I'm teaching an Instagram class later today. So let's see. Someone asked if you can pull images from Canva and upload to website via WordPress. Yeah, so you should, again, for the website side of things, I would double check with, once you're creating the content, make sure you can download it and use it in WordPress. If the coding fix or their themes or things. So I haven't ever created a website in Canva. So I'm not sure how the technical side of it works. I would double check before you create an entire website in Canva, and then you can't upload it to your website platform. So if that makes sense. Let's see. Does Metricool resize your Canva graphic to size? No. So when I did that scheduling where I did all 5, that one size image. And again, Instagram size, that 1080 by 1080, you can load on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google. The only difference, like I said, Instagram is the pickiest one of them, where you couldn't take like a Facebook weird size and then upload it to Instagram. So I always use the Instagram, or go ahead and create all 5 sizes. But again, then you would have to individually post them. So, but I think with then I'm thinking about Metricool, you might be able to upload a graphic, but then you have 4 or 5 different graphic sizes to deal with. Pinterest has its own unique size, so that, a little taller, smaller, shorter. So in that case, you'd want to use a Pinterest size rather than the 1080 by 1080. So yeah, so you can manipulate. Try to keep it as simple as possible, right? Not have too many different sizes if you don't have to. Let me just go back up here because I'm going top to bottom. Okay, I already answered that question about website design. How do you size and or position the photo in the background when using an element rectangle to merge? I still don't know if I understand that question, Julie. I'm sorry. What type of files can be designed? What type of files can designs be saved? And I think you already answered JPEGs, PNGs, PDF files. So all of those options. Can you put text on top of the grid photos? Yes, you can. You can put text on top of those. It's just the images that could be the problem. Let's see. Yeah, my website is being redesigned and my web designer has told me to post first on my website using the blog feature and then share it to social media. If I design a post on Canva using my photos, can it be set up so it goes directly to my website? I don't think Canva, you can't post right to a website. You still have to download the image, upload it to your website. And yes, usually you would post to your website, your blog first, so it's there, and then post to social media. So then, because you're going to have them connect, right? Link to your website to go find the blog. But yeah, you can't upload to your website here. Let's see. How can you make a curvy line with the text? I think I showed that earlier. Let's see. Can you show where on the bar you went? I showed the Magic Media. So I'm reading some of the same questions. Links live in your project. Is that it? So someone asked, what is the best download option for keeping embedded links live in your project? Is that even possible? No, can't do that, unfortunately. Let's see, I created business cards on Canva, but the printed font is so tiny. What's the best font size, especially for seniors? Yeah, you want to make sure this when you're doing the sizing, make sure you have it at 100%. You see this when I'm scaling down here on here, I can make it smaller or larger. Have it show it at 100%. So, if you're looking at it here, you might not get the right size. I would definitely, expand it out, make it bigger. It also just is what's going to fit on the business card. If you have a standard size business card and you have your bleed line, you want to make sure that everything fits. So there's no real one standard font size. I mean, especially for seniors, you're going to want a bigger font. So you'd have less information on your business card if you have a bigger font, right? So hopefully that makes sense. Is there a way to change a color stock photo to black and white or color or vice versa? Yes. So let me go here. I'm just going to go, let me just find something we already used. Where are we? Oh, she's already black. I'll just go here anyways. Okay, let's just pull a picture. I'm just going to add a page and I'm just going to pull a picture. And let's just do this one here. Those nice little office people. Person in front doesn't look too happy to be there. So we're going to edit the photo and we can go to filters and we can change kind of the color filter here. And there is an option down here to change it to black and white. I don't know if you can change a black and white photo to color. Let's just see if we can find one. Black and white photos. Let me see if it'll pull up some photo selection. Oh, here we go. Photos. Okay, let's just do this. So this started in black and white rather than going to color. Let's just see. I haven't done that before. Filters. So maybe different like sepia tone it will give you. So a little bit, some weird color pop stuff. But yeah, it looks like you can't totally colorize it that way. So yeah, effects, maybe in the effects, duotone. Yeah, it's not going to really look good either. So yeah, so color to black and white, but not black and white to color, other than some different tones of black and white you can do. Hopefully that makes sense. We already did that question. Got a lot of questions here. If you have a font from an image and don't know the font name, so there is a program, good question. So if you have a font from an image and don't know the font name, can Canva help identify it? I haven't seen that feature on Canva, but there is a feature, or not feature, a website. And let me just make sure I have it. I think it's called What the Font. Oops, not the don't font. Show that here real quick. What the font, and no, not what the font. I think I use not my font, should be what the font. Could be this one, font finder. And then what you want to do is you want to drag. I'm not going to do it here because let me see if I can find one. Let's just see. I'll try this one. Here's a logo. So in this case, okay, here we go. See, it says Heidi's. Let's just see. Yeah, I'll drag it, see if it finds it. It might not find the font, but this one is come up pretty handy. Let's see. This is a different version that I use. It's not what font is, but usually when I call it is what the font. Let's try this. Here it is. There we go. Same process with the font. Okay, all the stuff popping up here. Upload an image. It's like they've changed this around. So let's go grab Heidi's again. There, it found it. And then we want to hit identify. And again, it might, yeah, it's close. You have to kind of look too, because sometimes it doesn't come up exactly the font. So in this case, it's coming up close, but not exactly. You can see this is a little fancier. So it's not always perfect, but I've used this and found some fonts in here. Some you pay for, some you can say find the free version of it and upload it as long as it's licensed to use it. But that's how I would find fonts I'm not familiar with. Let's see what else we have. We're a little over. Is it okay, Leola, if I still answer a few more questions? You're good? Okay.
Fine by me. Sorry, still on mute.
Oh, no problem. Let's see, got that. I already answered that question. Can you add music audio file in the slide presentation? Please show us how. Let's see, let's go to, I had it here somewhere. Let me find it. Might have already closed it. Had the presentation. Where'd it go? Oh, okay, let's just do presentation. I'm just going to go to this one. And you can animate it too. Let's just see. We'll just do this one. That one worked. Social media strategy. Okay. You can actually animate some of the features too. So you can make this, just you have to go slide by slide. Let's just say I want to make this like a scrapbook, have it drop in. So you can make some of the elements animated. As far as bringing in, you know, other elements. So here's Magic Animate. Let's try that. I don't know though, as far as bringing in audio files, or you can record it, but as far as bringing in other audio or music or things like that. So here we're having it actually animate the whole thing here as well. So you can do that. But yeah, as far as that, I haven't seen that on there as far as being able to add music or audio files into the slide presentation. Okay. Oops, there we go. Let's see, okay, we did the, where do we start again to create a QR code? So real quick, you want to go under apps, and I'm in the wrong file, but let's just go here. Oops, I want to use that one. Okay, we'll just do it here. So we want to go to apps, and there's a different options for QR code, but the very basic one is just this one here. You type in the URL that you want to use, and it will generate the QR code. So hopefully that helps. Is there a live person video to cartoon video, cartoonizer? There very well might be. There's a ton of new apps. Like I said, there are some that you can create a emoji of yourself. I think there is. I don't know. When I was going through all of the different apps that are here, there are some features that might be able to do that. I would take a look. I don't have, it hasn't been something I use, so I don't have it at the top of my head. But there, I think I was playing with one where it was creating emojis out of my picture, but it was kind of weird, like adding the hearts in my eyes and things like that. But I haven't seen the cartoon live person to cartoon video, but might want to just do a search on that. That helps. Let's see. I'm looking here. Okay. So let me see if there's any comments, and I think we'll be done because we're a little over. Yeah, you can upload. And there's actually a feature in here. I don't know if I can find it. You can actually have it create, let me see, is it this one here? There's one you can have it create music for you. Yeah, this is it, Sound Draw. So you can choose a style. And so if you don't want to use like licensed music, you just want to create something that's totally unique for yourself. So I want to do a happy mood. We're going to make it a rock. I'm going to use it for, I'm going to motivational, inspiring, and I want a 30-second song, generate. And I think it just does instrumental. So here's some example. You can hear that. Oh. Inspirational rock. So you can take these and use these files if you want to create your own music. So that's something that's fairly new. So again, play with the apps because there's just a ton. I keep saying that, but there are a ton out there to use that you can create video, audio content, etc. Let's see what else. I'm looking here. If you use Canva to schedule social media posts, is there a limit how many clients you can connect? I know. I don't know. Because I did see that I had multiple. So I share on social. I hit schedule and then I go next and I look at I only have a few connected here. So I don't know if it will. Let me see, just hit Facebook page and see how many. We couldn't find anywhere to publish. I'm an admin on multiple Facebook pages, but it looks like I might have to change some settings. So if you only have a couple of brands, couple of pages, you might be able to do it, but you might just do a Canva search on that. It's it's not a new feature, but so yeah, it just depends on what type of accounts you have. Again, for Metricool, I have an account where I can upload 10 brands. I don't have to worry about what's connected here or not. Sometimes it's hard to make the connections here with the Canva social media scheduler. So I don't have a more specific answer to that. Let's see, are ChatGPT Metricool considered auto posters? Years back, I got Google SEO and HubSpot marketing certified, and they punished organic search results for posts from outside apps. I know I hear that a lot. People think, oh, if you post via third-party app, it's quite common. I haven't seen any difference between posting directly and posting via third party. They're kind of expected with third-party schedulers. So I haven't seen that they punished for anything, at least recently. Usually it's just based on how often their algorithms are different for each one. Like even with LinkedIn, there's a human algorithm, so to speak, involved. All your LinkedIn posts are first looked at by humans to make sure it's actually good content for LinkedIn before they kind of send it down the pipeline. So in that case, they're not looking necessarily for third party versus first. They're looking at the content itself. Does it have a good caption? Is it engaging? Is it not spammy? Is it appropriate for the platform? And the same with the algorithms for the other ones are based on different factors as well, not necessarily where did you post it, if that makes sense. Let's see, I'm going to go, there's a ton of questions. I'm going to go ahead and end it here because this could go on forever. I could tell you. But thank you everyone for all the great questions, and you'll get the recording. And I just encourage you, just sit and play with it. There's so much new stuff there that, some might be useful or not for you. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Patty. That was absolutely amazing. And just another reminder for the participants that you will receive a copy of this video presentation in your email in the next couple of days so that you can rewind and fast forward as needed to catch a few of those. We would like to thank you for attending our video presentation today. We will send you a survey so you can let us know what we could do to improve or other topics that you may be interested in. Thank you again and have a great day.